y'all, it's Courtney, and I am back today with a video that I feel is very important to make. And today is the perfect day because you know what? Today is actually my 7-year wedding anniversary. And this video is about relationships. Not good relationships, but still relationships. Not saying that my relationship is bad, because obviously we wouldn't have just made it through our 8-year and our 7-year wedding anniversary today in one piece. So it just seemed like a good day to talk about relationships because obviously we've been together for 8 years, so I know a little bit about good relationships. I'm not saying that we are perfect and amazing and we never fight or anything like that. Nobody's relationships are perfect ever. And especially right now, I wanted to talk about, first off, everybody's having a rough time right now. Everybody's, having more arguments, having more little tiffs, having more, people are drinking a lot more right now, which causes more arguments. There's a lot more domestic disputes right now. There's a lot more spousal abusive right now because we're all stuck together right on top of each other, and it still doesn't make abusive okay, but it happens a lot more often whenever you can't get away from each other. You can't even go to work to get away from each other for a few hours a day. It's normal that people need to get away from each other for a few hours a day. I mean, Mike, had a few years there where he was having a really hard time finding a job, because you guys a lot of you know our past. So when he first got out of prison, a lot of places didn't want to hire him. And we did argue a lot more whenever we were right on top of each other all the time. Do I think that it would happen as much now? Probably not, because we very rarely argue these days, but I'm sure it would happen more if we were stuck with each other constantly. So it happens. I'm not saying that if you argue that you need to get out of this relationship, but today I want to talk about the i0n Jr. is basically what I want to talk about today. This little shithead douchebag called, what is his name again? I keep forgetting his name. So his channel name is James Saroka. And you've probably seen this on Twitter. This kid is a douche canoe. He's completely abusive to his girlfriend. And I've been in this situation before. That's why it bothered me so bad. Not now, but, I had a very long-term relationship before I met Mike. Me and my ex broke up, of course, and it was about a year from when we broke up to when I met Mike. I didn't leave him for Mike or anything, even though that's what he likes to tell people, is that I left him for a prisoner, which is not what happened. But anyways, that's just some more manipulation. I've been through this, and at a young age as well, where I didn't know that I was being manipulated, and I thought this person wasn't smart enough to be manipulative. Narcissists don't have to be smart. Manipulation just comes naturally to them. That's just how it is. And so I'm going to play a video here. We're going to get more into this, but I'm going to play a video right here just to show you some of what's going on with this situation. This guy's just completely abusive to this girl. She's 19 years old. Like I said, I got with my ex whenever we were 14, and I think he was 15 or 16. So I know what it's like to think that your first love is all you ever knew, so it's very hard to get away. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, because I've been seeing some comments made, and I'd like to talk about that. But we'll wait a second. Don't want to get too ahead of myself here. Okay, so here is Jimmy Saroka, and the girl's name is Kate. Jimmy and Kate Saroka. If you look that up, there's all kinds of clips on here. You will find all kinds of stuff. Let's see. I want to find one. I was going to show there's one that's been on Twitter, but I think a lot of people have seen that one, so I want to find something that not a lot of people have seen. So we'll start out with this one. It's by the Conjure Chronicles. I'll leave links to the videos that I'm going to use or show you guys. I'll leave them in my comments in my comments, because I'm not good with the whole description box thing. So, Jimmy Saroka on Periscope basically admitting to beating on his girlfriend.
I have to stay on screen because realistically, I have to learn the fact that my career is not deciding whether or not I'm alive. I cannot let my career decide that I breathe. I'm breathing, and if I shut this thing off, I'm still alive and I'm okay. Which makes it extremely not okay to hurt someone else if my career is hurting.
I agree.
That's
but he doesn't mean it.
To decide whether or not Caitlyn should be on my platform right now. And we both agree that she shouldn't be. That's my responsibility. I've had the opportunity.
Okay, I just want to say this. So, he's admitting to putting his hands on her in this video. And I just want to say this now, because I might forget. And I don't want to forget this. They agree that she shouldn't be on his platform right now. And he won't show her. And here in a minute, he's going to show you all you get to see of her right now. He just admitted to physically, get a little excited here. He just admitted to physically abusing her and then said, oh, well, she's not on my channel right now because I have to take responsibility. No, bro, she's not on your channel because you beat the shit out of her. She's probably all bruised up. That's why you don't want to put her on your channel right now. Not because you're taking responsibility and being a good man and you're going to forgive yourself because that's just what you need to do and blah, blah, blah. Just listen to what he says. It's clear that the only reason she's not on his channel right now is because he beat the shit out of her. And he doesn't want people to see just how bad it was. Period. I don't care what he says.
So many responsibilities. And I've neglected most of them. Because I wanted to hold on to the past. I wanted to run back to church, or I wanted to run back to school, or I wanted to run back to medication, or I wanted to run back to families that aren't even mine.
So many excuses.
Or, including my biological family, because society, I mean, they're at a point where they're such scrambled eggs, there's nothing I can do about it. I tried to reach out to my own sister, and she's trying to use me for content, the very next video. And
I would too, you're a piece of garbage.
And so for me, I just gotta move on. Because my biological mom is going to spend the rest of her life trying to find justice for her husband.
I mean, what does this have to do?
And she will not admit the fact that I'm sitting here with half a rib cage on one side, and a doctor didn't do that.
I'm sorry if he was a victim.
On the other hand, I was willing to negate the fact that there was a corrupt judge sitting in the seat, but I don't know. I don't know that half of it. But what I do know is that I'm missing a part of my body. And I refuse to believe anybody but myself. And here's my standpoint, that I can only think something because I don't know. I think that my father abused me, and that I did have some sort of deficiency, and then the doctors accidentally hurt me, and then they tried to cover it up. I think most parts of my mother's story are true. But the problem is, just like Caitlyn, up until recently, when I put my foot down and I said, Caitlyn...
Hold on. Let me get this across real quick. I am sorry if he was an abuse victim. That story is a little unclear to me. I just found this dude, so I haven't had enough time to really look far into things. I actually found out a pretty good bit since learning of him this morning. I did do a lot of sleuthing, believe it or not. Usually I come on here and have watched a few videos of somebody and then give you my crappy input. But with this one, I wanted to see more into it because this guy is very not well mentally. he is very mentally ill. And I'm sorry if he was abused as a child. That's never okay. However, it is not okay to then use that childhood abuse as a reason to then turn into the abuser. And apparently this dude's fine with abusing everybody. His biological family, his friends, his sister, his girlfriend. What, baby? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, so what I've heard is this guy pretty much victimizes everybody in his orbit. So anybody that's around him is going to be victimized by him, and emotionally mostly, but apparently physically as well. So
You must let me be responsible for my mistakes. I hate you, and you are still trying to hug me. We hold pinkies. This is the most physical touch that we have right now. What you're seeing, this is the most that you're allowed to see of Kate right now. This is the most physical touch we have right now.
why is that?
Right now.
Why is that?
This is what we have. Because I have broken that trust. She speaks through physical contact. And I not only violated that, but I destroyed the trust that she has in me. She is terrified of me, and she has every right to be, because through her language, I broke our trust. And I know that now. I know that now.
He's trying to look like such a good man.
Because I'm in love, and I finally see just how wrong I was.
Took beating her ass. Took hurting the woman.
How wrong I was about myself.
Bruising her up to where she can't even be on camera to see that you loved her.
Else about me. I'm a good man. I'm a decent man. I'm a decent man.
Are you? So glad you feel that way.
Call me weird for talking to kids when I hit the live stream on TikTok. They'll say I'm a predator. They'll say anything
More on that.
to deface me. And they'll all be wrong. And I'm going to make some mistakes. And I'm going to have to pay for them. But I am never again going to be judged for the decent things I do as a decent human.
That is rich.
Like keeping my commitment with the woman I love.
Enough of that. Enough of that. Because we ain't fooled, bro. First off, there's a reason that you're called a predator. You are sending nudes to children who are underage of you in the shower. That's why Snapchat and PayPal deleted your accounts. But you just made new ones. So you are a predator. And he's on TikTok because that's his audience, is children. And that's one of the biggest things that really bothers me about this, is kids are seeing this relationship. Kids are going to idolize this relationship and think that this is normal. This is not normal. This is not love. This is not how you show affection. It doesn't take you beating somebody to the point where they can't be on camera to realize that you love them and you don't want to be like that anymore. Love does not hurt. Physically, emotionally. I mean, everybody goes through hurt. I'm not saying that, somebody can't ever hurt your feelings and they don't love you because they hurt your feelings. Y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, he is a predator. There's been multiple girls say things about, there's a girl that said that he wanted to hear more about her story. She had health issues. She was in the hospital. And that he wanted to tell her story, and he was famous. And he showed up at her hospital room the very next day. He flew there the very next day. And then got jealous of her boyfriend. This guy is not well at all. Okay, so let's see.
Because I deserve better.
Oh.
And you're going to do...
Okay, now this is from Chris Anonymous.
No, he didn't get in the car this morning. No.
Says, abuse, domination, abuser decides, servant master mentality, economic control, deny job freedom, withhold money, emotional manipulation, uses jealousy, passion, stress, and frustration to justify actions. Hold on, guys. I hear my child again.
Did I hit you yesterday? Yeah, we hit each other yesterday.
Oh, they hit each other yesterday.
Not today.
I'm wanting the next clip,
But
so
here's what I'll say.
here it is.
This isn't an act. This is officially drama.
So it's real.
A big burning
All
ball
real.
of fire that I have created on purpose.
On purpose. So you know you're abusive and you just ain't gonna change
In your
it.
own words, before you mock
This.
me like a parrot to make fun of me because you think it's funny, but you're fucked up. Tell the truth or get the fuck out of my house.
Look at her face. Listen.
Yep, look like it. Go ahead.
That right there, his reaction, is exactly why she had that face. I know. I know that look. I know that confusion look because you don't know what's okay to say. You don't know what you can say. You don't know what to say to not set them off. You are constantly running through your mind with how to step on eggshells that are just everywhere. There are eggshells everywhere, and you're trying not to step on them. And this look on your face is of pure terror because you know that anything that you say, no matter what you say, they're going to turn it around to you doing something wrong. And it is pure, you just get this sick feeling when they say, "I don't tell them this," or "What do you think about this?" or "Say this," or "Answer this," and you're just like, oh my God, how do I not set this person off? You can't. No matter what you do, they're going to find something wrong with what you say. Because they want to. Because they want to make you look bad. Because they know that they're the bad person. They know they're abusing you. So they do shit like this and manipulate to make it look like, oh, look how stupid she is. Or look what she's doing. To take the attention off the fact that they're being extremely abusive, extremely manipulative, narcissistic, nut jobs. Crazy. And I don't say the word crazy. I'm crazy. I have mental health issues, but I damn sure don't abuse people. You know, I got some depression and, CPTSD from situations like this. Every day having to be terrified to even give my opinion about anything. Because I'm afraid my opinion's the wrong opinion and I might get smacked or I might get cussed at or I might get spit at or whatever. I know how that girl feels, and you can just see that look of pure confusion running across her face. Oh, what do I say? How do I say this without blowing up the minefield?
You compose yourself and let me know when you're ready to be an adult and not look like a fucking abused patient that you're not. Because this is a conversation.
She cannot help it.
On screen.
She's afraid to say the wrong thing. Come on, man.
You don't see an attacker when you look at me. People feel bad for you. They want your pain to end or your life to begin. And they're ready to choose for you. But nobody can choose for you because you're an adult.
This man is...
Stop looking at me. I don't want your looks. I don't want you watching my screen. I genuinely want to block you. As you take... What is she doing? She's looking at me in some way, shape,
That
or
makes
form,
her a bad person.
Just to say that she can.
Let me turn this around and make her look bad because she's looking at me.
I'm going to call the police and let them know I'm abusing you. I'm in it for the big bucks, kid. Victimization doesn't make you the big bucks. Shut up. So go ahead and stand up to me. Take the screen, Katie. Do what your father did. Take it. Just take it. Just keep taking it, like his father. Like your uncle. Keep taking.
I'm glad this was the next clip. Because this is another thing that abusers like to do. Isolate you. And I've seen multiple videos of him making her into a victim of her family. Making her feel like she suffered childhood abuse as well. So that he can distance her from her family and give her reasons not to talk to her family anymore. Because now they're bad people and they're abusive and they did this to you and they did that to you and they're nothing but drama. So I don't want you around those people because they're not good people. I want you to be the best that you can be. And that, they're just going to drag you down. He's isolating her. Because when you're isolated, who can you turn to? They want you to grow to depend on them because they're all that you have. They're all that you know. They might let you be their friends with their friends, but that's because they know that they are their family, because that they know these people are on their side no matter what. So who cares if you talk to them? But that's about the only relationships that you're going to have is their people. Any of your own people that were there before they came around, they don't want that. They want to isolate you and make you depend on them. And that's exactly what this is. Oh, like your uncle did. Just like your dad did. Of course he wants her uncle and her dad away. You know why? Because they could kick his fucking ass. And if she's separated from her family, then she can't call daddy for help or uncle for help.
Like the people. She's not acting. She's trying very hard not to act right now. This is the society that we have created with our traditional jobs, with our traditional education, with our man-driven, women-suppressed society. Because it's not grooming, it's not manipulation, it is regular life. Because that's what traditional, quote-unquote, traditional women do. They screw over the man while the man tries to screw over the woman. And she doesn't believe she deserves to be equal. I told her she wasn't, so what did she do? She listened. Equality means this belongs to me. How on earth is that equality? Explain that to me. Explain to me how I'm supposed to tell her that we're equal here. How? Because the second I tell her we're equal, she takes that as, I am a master feminist. I shall destroy men. You women who disrespect men and expect respect in return. Sit on it and rotate, because you do anyway.
I mean, I can agree with that, but...
She's scared. He's scared. Kate, are you scared of me or them? More scared of them.
That's about one of the only things I can agree with is that, women shouldn't disrespect men and then expect respect in return. But that's not what's happening here at all. He's trying to play out that narrative, but that's not what's happening. He's just beating her down. Beating her and beating her and beating her and beating her. And believe me, because there's a clip where he says, oh yeah, when the camera goes off, you think you can act however you want. I get that. I get it. Some people like to act like they're all innocent when the camera's on, but when the camera goes off, they're just as bad, and they're yelling and screaming and cussing too. But at the same time, if you feel like you're gonna have an emotional outburst, why don't you shut off the camera as well? Because all this is telling me is that if you're doing this on camera, I would hate to see what you would do when the camera does go off. At least she can compose herself enough not to degrade you and scream and cuss at you. And all she did was tell you not to tell her to shut up. And you're like, yeah, stand up to me, bitch. What are you going to do, bitch? Be like your dad. Be like your uncle. The people that you have made her think were so horrible to her. That is manipulation. You're making her think that she's a bad person for standing up for herself. This man is disgusting. I think he might be worse than i0n, honestly. At least i0n tries to hide it a little bit, how manipulative he is. This dude, he doesn't give a shit. I don't know if I want to listen to any more of this one.
She's only a little scared of me because she started to realize she no longer has a reason to be scared of me. She gave me a reason.
he gave me a reason.
Sold into foster care, it's over. You guys were pulled into my atmosphere because I was responsible enough to say, my life is worth it, and I am going to pay for the deficit of everyone, including you, them, Josh, the people who ruined my life.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Judge Conahan, I'm going to pay for all of them on purpose. Fine. It's my life. It's fine. Because I'm not looking for sainthood. I'm looking for mastery. Mastery that I already have within myself.
Oh, and that's another thing. The level of grandiose thoughts and opinions he has of himself is disgusting. I don't like real stream news. Not a fan, because he has his own issues and he's done his own shit, so he has no room to be talking about the likes of i0n and this kid. But anyways, he's a different story. I made videos on him as well. But he reads this Reddit post that he made about himself in his feet piece, which is some thing that he started to make the most peaceful community on social media. He is the most toxic person I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that he is on TikTok is terrifying, because TikTok is for children. I do not want my children watching someone like him. Relationship goals, because kids like to hold on to stuff like that. They see relationships online and they want a relationship just like that. I hope to God that every child out there is smart enough, well, not smart enough, but has been set up with life skills enough from good parents to know that that is abuse. I hope. But I do know that there are kids out there that have watched their parents treat each other the same way their whole life, so they think that that's normal. And what will they do? They will grow up to find somebody just like that. Man or woman. Boy or girl. They will look for the same relationships that they grew up seeing. And that will be their normal. So how will they even know that that's wrong? They won't even realize that they're being abused. And with people like this, when you even question, I dealt with this so much. Whenever you even question whether what's going on and happening to you is abusive or wrong, they make you feel insane for even questioning whether it's abuse. They make you feel like a bad person for even thinking that they would abuse you, or thinking that whatever they're doing isn't what's best for you, and they want you to be the best person that you can be, even if that means being blunt and honest with you and having to hurt your feelings. They just want you to be the best that you can be, blah, 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 blah. Believe me, I heard that a lot. That's not how it works. If you want somebody to be better, you don't do it by putting them down, drilling them into the ground constantly. I'd hate to see how he talks to her offline. I was made to feel insane whenever I would question anything, especially about like cheating and stuff like that. I was made to feel like I was insane for even thinking that way, or thinking that, they would do this to me. And every time they were. But still, somehow, they manipulated me. And this person was not a smart person. By any means. But somehow, they still manipulated me. And I see these comments all the time of, I don't feel bad for her. She stays and she puts up with it and blah, blah, blah. And I've made those comments before. I've said, oh, well, if you stay after that, then you deserve it. I've been that person to make those comments. Even after the abuse that I went through. After I left that relationship, I've made comments like that. So I understand that sometimes you just say things because you're like, God, you're dumb. But I promise you, when you are in that relationship, you can be the most sure of yourself that you've ever been and you ever could be. And let a narcissist or a psychopath get a hold of you and touch your life, and you will question everything you ever thought to be true about yourself. You'll be sitting there like, am I a liar? Because that's what he likes to do to her. She's a liar all the time. I haven't played any of those clips yet, but that's like a very repetitive thing, is that she's a pathological liar. It's over and over and over again in multiple clips. Let me find one real quick. I'll show that. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon, but this guy just deserves... I could go on for hours about this guy. This is crazy. My kid's out there going nuts.
You're not an abused girl, you're very confused. I agree with that. What I'm telling you is, there's nothing to be confused about.
This is the one that's on...
Yeah, I'm so confused. Because you're looking for an extra explanation.
Oh, this
You're waiting for a guy. That does not come. No one will save you in life. They will hurt you further. You will run to someone for help, and they will give you Walmart food, welfare, and medication. That's not help, Katie. Do you understand? You are emotionally secure, pretending you're not. No matter how this goes.
Maybe this is it.
If I did it this time, I don't consciously.
This is about her writing the questions down wrong for a Q&A.
Yeah, I wrote. I'm sorry.
Wait, that's not the one that I want. I'm sorry, guys. I really want to... Let me show you this one. This is just a little short
I
one.
love it when he totally knows it's not my time of month. He's like, "Are you on your period?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh, she's in a mood. She's definitely in a mood based on that comment. We don't do donations because we're not a nonprofit, but you can contribute on patreon.com.
Which is a lie. This dude has done scam after scam after scam for hurricane relief and everything else.
And I'm just gonna make a recommendation: never speak like that in the broadcast.
Excuse me,
That was a
bitch?
bad move.
Excuse...
I'm gonna catch shit for that for a very long time. I love you too.
But you don't get the shit for the way you speak to her constantly?
You don't do that. That's okay. I would never do that to you.
Okay. What?
I'm sensitive.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but you need to start worrying about. You need to watch this.
Watch what? All the...
And maybe do a video on this.
He wants me to do a video on
A little bit of research.
on coronavirus and that kind of stuff. But
It has nothing to
I have made videos multiple times about that, and every time we try to speak about it, they shut off our comment sections. We're not allowed to talk about it. They don't want us to talk about it. So what are you supposed to do? I mean, whenever you can't get a discussion going on here about that because they don't want you to talk about that. So, yeah, I don't know. I can't find the one I was talking about at first, but he just is constantly calling her a liar, and that's what he tries to promote, is that she's a liar. All she does is lie. She's a pathological liar, and it's just really crazy. It's just a really, really crazy...
You didn't put any pop really?
Oh, I didn't? Really? Hold on. Alright, y'all. Anyways, he's watching a documentary about CV, and he's pretty upset by it because I don't think he hasn't really watched a lot of news or anything. I'm the one that checks in on it every day. And now that he's watching the documentary about Italy, he's like, oh my god. Like, he was already worried before, but now that he's watching something that's showing all the damage that's happened, it's bothering him. So, anyways, guys, still gonna try to make the best of our evening. It's our, like I said, 7-year wedding anniversary, and by no means is our relationship perfect. He just threw a little kid fit because I forgot to bring his pop in. So, we're not perfect, but if you're being treated like this girl is, that's not okay. That is abuse. What, baby? You can come in. What? You're a dork. What are you being so crazy for today?
I want you to open the whole thing.
Okay, I'm getting it. She wants a piece of Laffy Taffy. Shake that Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy. The Laffy Taffy.
What are you doing?
Shake that Laffy Taffy. Alright, guys, I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Sorry this video had to be a not so happy one, But I just wanted you guys to know that don't ever second guess yourself. If somebody is making you feel crazy, even though you have that gut feeling that something's not right, whether it be they're not treating you right, whether it be cheating, whether it be, it doesn't matter. You should never feel that way. You should never have to second guess your relationship. And if you are, don't let anybody make you feel like you're stupid for wondering how you're being treated or questioning how you're being treated. Love y'all so much, and hopefully the next one will be a happier topic. Hope you're staying safe and healthy and as happy as can be. Love y'all.